two specific design elements that really stuck out to me during the play Vinegar, which was written by Carly Churchill and set in England in the 1650s. The first being where they decided to change the gender roles by using all the female actors for the male parts, and the other being where the two female actors kind of took off their clothes and changed into more business-like attire in order to give a presentation regarding how females are more likely to be involved in witchcraft. I chose the decision to use all the female actors because it genuinely surprised me, which I think was part of the reason why they chose to do it. As we study the emergence of female roles in theater, I thought this was the perfect play to show how the gender roles within the theater society have really changed throughout the years. This moment made me feel almost giddy with anticipation and excited to see the rest of the play, as it provided an ironic and interesting backstory. Since all the actors were females, many of them had to wear clothing that guys would wear, and also many of the female actors were taller than most of the other female actors, so they decided to use those for the male parts, which was clearly a choice that they had clearly made. This, along with their stature that they displayed, almost made me feel uncomfortable, as I obviously am used to seeing girls not wear guys' clothing. This element showed how many of the male roles had powerlessness in that society, as they constantly berated and beat their wives, as well as the other female characters. The second element of the play was the actual presentation towards the end of the play. I chose this element because it made me feel like I was in a classroom at JMU. This element also added a kind of comedic relief aspect to the play, which gave the audience a break from the 17th century main idea of the play. Overall, I saw this part of the play as an insight on how people, specifically men of the 17th century, looked at women as nothing but scapegoats they could use whenever something kind of out of the ordinary happened to them. This specific design element added kind of a side story to the play. Through the two female actors changing their costumes into suits, the audience could kind of infer that they were like professors, explaining how women were more likely to be involved in witchcraft during the 17th century.